Welcome to WELS Southerner. The title of my little mini essay today is The Error of Soft Dispensationalism. No sane Lutheran this side of the lunatic asylum should believe the doctrines of dispensationalism, a theological system based on the mad ravings of 19th century English eccentric Charles Nelson Darby. No theologian ever believed this nonsense until Darby put pen to paper. He did borrow some ideas related to his theory from the rantings of a teenage Scotswoman who fancied herself a prophetess. Part and parcel of Darby's theories is the concept that Jewish persons during the end days will be saved without faith in Christ, an entirely repugnant idea. Of course, the Jew is our neighbor, and we must treat him as such. We must show love toward our neighbor, even if he or she holds views at variance or even entirely repugnant to Christian sensitivities. Importantly, we must pray for the conversion of as many Jews as possible to the Christian faith. All three main groups of Jews, Orthodox, Conservative, and Reform, believe in a book called the Talmud, a massive multi-volume set of rabbinical commentaries. To be fair, there are several thousand Jews, some in Israel and the U.S., that belong to small sects that reject the Talmud, perhaps the largest of which is the Natori Carter sect. Now, there are some pretty wacky ideas in these commentaries, where lying to Gentiles is permitted, as well as some crimes that would certainly be considered rape today. The Blessed Mary is referred to as a prostitute who was impregnated by a Roman soldier. The Talmud states that Jesus is burning in hell under conditions that cannot be described in a decent video suitable for women and children to hear. Of course, most Jews aren't religious. Indeed, most are secular atheists, but retaining a sense of ethnic nationalism. Zionism itself was founded by socialistic atheists, but after the 1966 war, religious Jews jumped on the Zionist bandwagon. Some Orthodox Jews remain non-Zionist to this day, even some living in the modern Israeli state. While you will not find dispensationalism in its pure form among Lutherans, you will sometimes find Lutherans, usually elderly boomers, picking up dispensationalism in a milder form. They will state that everyone has a moral imperative to support the government that calls itself Israel. They are wrong. The body of believers, both Christian and ethnic Hebrew, who profess Christ are the Israel of God, not those who believe in Judaism. You get stuff like this sometimes from little old Lutheran ladies who are foolish enough to watch the crazy revivalistic TV preachers on the Idiot Box. Now, if a Christian wants to support the current state of Israel for some kind of non-religious purpose, well, I suppose he or she could do so without sinning. Even this soft dispensationalism, as I call it, is a dangerous view. It's obsessed with worldly power and with the constant making of war to defend the modern Israeli state. The whole system brings with it a lack of emphasis on the theology of the cross and Christian humility. The second person of the Trinity is indeed reigning in heaven in power, but the idea that God needs help in the form of incessant Middle Eastern wars on behalf of an ethno-religious group that generally dislikes Christians is just plain nuts. I hold no brief for Islam, generally a persecutor of Christians, nor do I have any special liking for modern Judaism. If Abraham and the prophets were alive today, they would find modern Judaism repugnant. However, warring against a non-Christian religion on behalf of another non-Christian religion seems mentally deranged. This is WELS Lutheran signing off.